Hello friends, in this video I'm going to explain about full wave rectifier. So what is rectifier? So rectifier basically do for AC to DC conversion. In case of powerful rectifier, when we apply input as a sine wave which is AC signal, and we get output like this. You can see for a negative half cycle is completely blocked. There is no output. But in case of full wave rectifier, when I apply the same signal, which is AC signal, which is about peak voltage Vm, and we get output like this. So you can see for a negative half cycle, it completely inverse the cycle. So here in case of full wave rectifier, we get two types of rectifier. First one is center tap, and the another one is bridge, which is using 4 diodes. Now I'm going to be explain the center tap full wave rectifier design. So let's talk about the center tap circuit. Here you can see the coil ratio between two primary and secondary is 1:2. If we consider the RL load, the maximum current or voltage, which should be V out is equal to V in. This is twice as the input voltage. So here we can assume if we divide the secondary coil into equal to parts, then there should be apply V in voltage here. There should be voltage across the diode. If you consider the diode D1 and D2 are ideal, then the voltage should be V in both sides. So in case of positive half cycle, the diode D2 will not be conduct. So the current flow like this, and we got if we apply a AC signal, then the output for the first half cycle is like this. And we in case of negative half cycle, for this I can write here, for this part the D1 diode will be reversed biased, so will not conduct the current. So the diode D1 should be off, and the current should pass through this diode. So in case of negative half cycle, we get output like this, and when we combine the full cycle, then we get the output like this. So the average voltage, which is V average, for the output will appear here. Here we assume D1 D2 is ideal, so the average voltage, which is output, is equal to V average is equal to twice V in divided by pi. So we can get the average value with this equation. And if we consider the D1 D2 are not ideal, for this case the V average value will like to the V in minus Vt divided by pi, where Vt is the threshold value of D1 and D2. Vt is threshold voltage for the diodes D1 and D2. For this situation, when the diodes are not ideal, so output voltage here, when we consider the diode is ideal, and when we consider the diode is not ideal and Vt their threshold voltage, and the diode and the output voltage will look like this, which is less than the V input which are applied to the circuit. Now there is a parameter which we can consider when we design a rectifier, which is the peak inverse voltage. So what is peak inverse voltage? This is the maximum voltage appears across the diode when in the negative cycle. So when we apply a AC signal, so for the first half cycle, for the positive one, this diode will working and this diode will not. So there will be a voltage across the diode which is in reverse direction. So for this voltage, for the RL load, let us consider the voltage is output voltage is V naught, which is across the RL. Now when we consider the diode D1 and D2 is ideal, and for the first half cycle the diode 2 is in reverse bias. So when we apply KVL in this particular section, we can get V in plus V naught equal to, for let us consider the voltage across the D2 is V2 equal to V2. For ideal condition, for ideal diodes, the V naught will be the V in, and the V2, which is peak inverse voltage, equal to twice V in. So if we consider the input voltage as 5 volt, the V2 will be 10 volt. So peak inverse voltage for this diode has to be more than 10 volt. Okay, now the second rectifier, which is full wave bridge rectifier. Here we can see there is a 4 diode, which is D1, D2, D3 and D4. So you can see for compared to first circuit there is no transformer, so it's a simple 4 diode circuit, and there is a load between these diodes RL. So when we apply a AC signal, let us see this, the diode D2 and D4 will be contact. For positive half cycle, D2 and D4 on. So the current passes through like this. And if you consider the diode D2 and D4 is ideal, the V in current will appear in RL load, which is V naught equal to V in. In negative half cycle, the current will pass through these two diodes, D3 and D1. And negative half cycle, for this, diode D3 and D1 will on. And their voltage in the load RL will be V0 is equal to Vin for negative half cycle, if we consider the diodes are ideal. So in combination of both cycle, in the positive half cycle and the negative half cycle, we will get this output. And when we observe for the both cycle, for this, for positive half cycle, the current will directed D2 and D4 and direction will this. And the negative half cycle, where D4 and D2 will off and D3 and D1 will conduct, and the current will directed like this. So where you can see the current in for the both cycle will conduct in same direction. So we'll get output like this. Now if we consider the output, which is like this, and here's the V in and here's the V average, and the average value which is when the diodes are ideal is equal to twice V in equal to divided by pi, and the average value when diodes are not ideal, where there is a voltage drop across the diodes, then the average voltage will be 2 into V in minus twice Vt, where Vt is the threshold voltage across the diodes, and divided by pi. Since there is two diodes in this connection, so there are 2 into Vt. Now for the bridge rectifier circuit, when we consider peak inverse voltage, which is an important parameter for designing the circuit, for the first positive half cycle, we get output like this, and D2 and D4 will conduct, and D1 and D3 will off. So for this, let us consider the diodes are ideal for peak inverse voltage. The D2 conduct and V0 is the output voltage across the RL load. So V equal to V0. When we apply KVL across the loop, which is D2, D1 and RL, is equal to V in is equal to let us consider the voltage across the, in case of reverse voltage, peak inverse voltage in D1 equal V1 equal to V0. Any ideal case, in ideal diode, V1 equal to V in. So similarly for this loop, for peak inverse voltage, let us consider the peak inverse voltage across the diode D3 equal to Vt, and VT equal to V naught, and for ideal gas VT equal to V in. For in case of bridge rectifier, the peak inverse voltage should be the more than the input voltage which is applied in the circuit. So for suppose we apply 3 volt is input, the peak inverse voltage of the diodes should be more than 3 volt. So from both of the circuit, which is center tap and base rectifier, we get an output for the input like this, and you can see this is not proper DC voltage, so there is some variation here, you can see, so which is called ripple. So the output must be like this, but we get output in waveform like this, and there is some periodic variation which is called ripple. So we can reduce this ripple by filtering the circuit. Now for filtering, we add a capacitor C in this circuit. We can apply this capacitor in the both center tap and the bridge circuit. Here we can see the capacitor is along with the RL, which is load of the circuit. So for when we apply AC signal and we get an output like this, for the half cycle of the cycle, the capacitor voltage across the capacitor is V in. So capacitor will charge, and for the negative half cycle and for the time period, let us say T1 dash, T2 dash, T1 dash, there is a ripple, and the capacitor the charged capacitor slowly discharges. So when it discharges, we get the output like this. And the negative half cycle, the D1 will not work, D2 will work, and there will also be voltage across the capacitor, and the capacitor again charge up at this point, and for again the positive half cycle, the capacitor slowly discharges, which it reduces the ripple, and we get a output like this. And by this way, adding a capacitor, which is called filtering, we can get the output like this, which reduce the ripple factors. And when you see the output is look like this. So for better ripple rejection, the RC time constant, which is RL here, the RC time constant is better than the time period, which is T dash. Here you can see. So we get a, for designing the proper filter, we have to apply this equation, that is the RC time constant is greater than the time period. So we get an output like this. So this is about the Fuller rectifier, and I hope you guys understand its importance, and thank you.